What's up, guys? I didn't forget my apron. I told myself I was not going to forget my apron. If you see me limping or walking funny, it's because yesterday I hurt my ankle, and every time I'm walking it feels, it just still hurts. So I feel like I'm limping. So if you see I'm limping, that's why. So anyway. I saw that there were more cucumbers to be harvested, which is kind of like, at this point, it's cucumber season. It's like, what else is new? Cucumbers, new cucumbers every day. I do want to go ahead, get these cucumbers harvested, because the cucumbers are harvested in my last video. I still have yet to do anything with them, and so I want to get these harvested so that I can make quick refrigerator pickles. And then I want to make quick refrigerator pickles and then hopefully freeze dry some, because I think it would be nice to have kind of like pickle chips. So that is my plan. Just in a quick view, I already see many cucumbers all in here, and I see some hanging here, and this is just off of, I think these are 3 plants that I have here. If you've been following along for a while, you know that my son and I went on a missionary trip, and getting back and then trying to get back into like a normal routine has been quite difficult, more difficult than I expected. We were gone a week. My husband stayed home with the girls, and this looks like an English cucumber, but it's called a Tasty. I think I got these seeds from Botanical Interest. But yeah, so we got back, we stayed a week, and we got back, and my husband watched the farm and the girls while we were gone, but the girls were sick while we were gone. They like just passed around a fever from like the first day. Like every 2 days someone got sick, so that wasn't helpful, because they're girls, and I don't know about your kids, but when my girls get sick, especially Niall, my 5-year-old, she gets needy, and of course then they couldn't really help with chores with fevers, so he was taking care of all of the animals as well as the girls. And then just getting back and trying to get my brain back into like America has been difficult, because you just don't think about like how grateful we are over here. So that's been like difficult, as well as I was planning a lot of church events before I left, and then when I came back, they kind of all just started at the same time, and I was just like, why didn't I think about that before I went on a mission trip? That starting all of those things before, like right when I got back, was not a good idea. But it happened. It's over. As far as that week, we're already on to our 2nd week of, are we on our 2nd week? No, we've only been back a week. But the hard part, the hard week, has gotten over. That's why my videos have been a little scattered, and not very consistent, because we had Saturday, I mentioned this before, but every Saturday my husband leads an evangelism group. So we had that Saturday, and then Sunday we had both services at church that we are a part of, like volunteering with the youth. And then Monday I started a youth girls Bible study, so I was at that Monday night, and just a lot of stuff going on. What did I do Tuesday? I don't know what I did Tuesday, but I did something, and then I did something Wednesday, and then Thursday, and today's actually Friday when I'm filming this, and I have nothing planned. So I came out here to pick cucumbers, and I'm gonna go inside and make quick pickles. Right now I already have 2, 5, 7, and I see about 4 more. So this is insane, and this is literally only off 3 plants, and I still have to check. I know I have more plants, and then I see all of these green beans looking at me. I might have my girls pick the green beans if they're outside. Girls! I think I see them back there. Let me get the last of these cucumbers. Hey girls, can you pick up, what's those called, green beans?
You pick green beans?
Yes.
Do we pick the purple ones too?
Yes.
Ma'am?
Yes.
Green beans?
This is note for next year that this cucumber, this bait alpha, I feel like I read that it produced a lot of cucumbers, but I got like a splinter in my finger. I feel like I read that it produced a lot of cucumbers, but actually seeing it in action is producing so many cucumbers. I've gotten, I think I got 10 cucumbers off of that plant. I just pulled these, and I had already pulled some. So maybe next year I might only, well, I won't say that just yet because we still have a whole growing season. But so far I'm really liking this one, and I always have a hard time picking which cucumbers I want to grow next year because there's so many varieties. But this one is doing amazing, especially having that amaranth down there at the end. There are cucumber beetles all over that amaranth, but they're leaving my you found the blueberry? Good job. But they're leaving my cucumber plant alone. Not that I, you know, need any more cucumbers at this point. I just saw army worm on the cucumber leaf. So anyway, someone had asked in my video about pests and why I don't do anything about them, and it's because usually when I have pests here in South Carolina, the South Carolina weather does not cooperate. So stuff like BT and like organic pesticides that you would like spray. Winter, go out the garden. Go winter out. I didn't call you over here. No, go out. Usually stuff that you would spray to like grab her collar. Usually stuff that you would spray to, come here Nia, get your dog please and get her out. Look at this.
Get out my chair.
Get her out and close it.
No.
So anyway, like I was saying, usually stuff that you would spray to keep bugs and stuff off of your plants, it says reapply after after it rains. And usually in South Carolina, it's super hot by now. It's over 100 degrees every day by now, and it's raining like at least one time a day. This year has been totally not the normal. It has literally not rained every day like it usually is, and this whole week of like June so far has only gotten into the mid 80s, so it's been way cooler than normal, and so I could actually spray things and it become effective and it like work, but since I usually don't, I wasn't prepared to spray anything this year. Especially, I just go with the flow and get what I can get. Usually just go with the flow and get what I can get from the things I've planted. This looks beautiful.
All the potatoes that I got stuck on the plants. Yeah, mine too. There's no one. Oh, they usually just be made from the base. Okay, I got another potato and another potato. Ooh, this is a big potato and a big potato. Look at this big potato. Ew.
So while the girls were harvesting this bed of potatoes, I went to see if there were any tomatoes ready, and how cool is that? This is called a mushroom basket, and I grew it because I thought it just looked cool, and I saw that the one was ready. And then I saw some pink brandywines. They aren't completely turned, but they're starting to blush, so I went ahead and pulled them off because this one had like a little surface pole right there, and I have never grown the brandywines before, so I went ahead and pulled them. I also pulled some black, I think these were called Black Beauty or Blue Beauty, that they started to blush at the bottom. So anything that was blushing. This also kind of reminds me of the mushroom basket, but this one was called Genovese, I believe. And I've already gotten a lot of these. But anything that was starting to blush, I went ahead and pulled off. This peach I've never grown before, but you can see why they call it peach, because it is a fuzzy skin. So I think my girls are picking the other bed of potatoes, but I'm gonna go ahead and go in with the, I don't think we showed you, so whoops, those were all the green beans that we picked off of the trellis, and there's still lots more. I just took a glance inside the hoop house. I don't see any tomatoes. Well, maybe I see one that's ripe in there, so we'll do a drive-by in there and then we'll go inside. Right behind the trellis of pole beans that we have potatoes, and we've gotten a lot of little new potatoes, and that is just a 3 by 6 foot bed.
Is this a weed?
Yes, that's a weed. You can pull it out. But I want to show you and bring you over here to the squash plant, because not only does it look lovely, but can you see those squash? This is my first year growing yellow. So this is called golden zucchini. And this was my first year growing them. I would grow them again just because of the color. Ugh, I hate smushy stuff. But how cool is that? Have you guys ever grown this before? I see there's a on this side there was a black zucchini, or this is called raven zucchini. These are actually my first zucchinis of the season. I've had other squash and other yeah, like other squash, but these are my first zucchinis. I remember, I think it was like 2 years ago, when we had a big harvest of zucchinis, we made zucchini boats, which is like the zucchini cut in half, and you like kind of scrape out the middle and then fill it with kind of like spaghetti saucy, and then put like cheese on it and bake it, and it tastes delicious. So maybe we can do that again. Look, Naya, yellow zucchini. Wow, that looks a little weird. It looks pretty to me.
The green looks better.
The green looks better. That's just because it looks normal.
Are you picking flowers?
No, these are the zucchinis, yellow zucchini. So we have some more zucchinis in here, more yellow ones. But I just saw on a leaf, where was it? Oh, right there. All of those dots right there is all baby eggs. So I'm just gonna take that off and kill those. Wow, these bugs are trying to take over the zucchini plant, because they even laid some right here on the end of this flower. We'll just step on that. This is actually, I was just looking back over, this is like the best my squash have been in multiple years. It looks super healthy, like they're jumbo. And I didn't actually even amend this bed before I planted them, so that's good, a good sign. This soil, all of this soil was the soil that I built last year. And last year my harvests weren't great, but I worked at building up the soil for this year. So when I first added the soil last year, it was topsoil, compost, blood meal, bone meal, azomite, worm castings, just like everything I could think of. And then this year, I think in the fall, I just added a bag of soil on top, like I think it was potting soil on top of each bed, or maybe it was topsoil. And then, so in the fall, I did fertilize these beds. But in the spring, before I planted, I did not fertilize these beds. My corn is looking amazing in this bed right here. I think actually that's the bed that had, no, it's not. But the point is that every year I just found more green beans. The point is that every year I hope to build up my soil, to have better soil life. I have rabbit manure that I did put down straight on some beds, but not on all of my beds. I just kind of put it as I had it. Hey, there's a bunch of beans in here that need to be picked, girls. I'm gonna let them pick these beans, and I'm gonna head inside because my root apron is holding me down. they've already started bringing in some of the things anyway.
Hey, where's your mom? Oh, there's your mom. Oh, you recording?
Yeah.
Oh, hi. Yeah. I'm about to head out. Just want to come give you a kiss.
Okay, so this is basically what we've ended up with. This is mostly all of the cucumbers from today's harvest. This was last video's harvest. Most of these tomatoes was from last video. Well, not those, but most of these smaller ones right here. And then the back was today's harvest. This was all today's. This was all today's. And then we do have, I just harvested one more squash today, but we still have all of these squashes to deal with. The potatoes that my girls harvested, we put them in a crate, and they are sitting inside of the glass room. I will get those to add them with the potatoes that we harvested last week. I remembered that today was Pizza Friday, or Movie Friday, so we on Fridays watch a movie and have pizza, and so I think I'm going to turn these zucchinis into how I was telling you, like zucchini boats, but make it like pizza style. So I'll cut them in half, take out the middle parts, and then add like pizza sauce, cheese, probably pepperonis, and that's obviously not enough. That would only be like 8 halves, and they're not super big. So I'll obviously still make a regular pizza, but I think it would be a good way to use up that. This video has gotten probably longer than I like, so I'm gonna go ahead and sign off, and I will see you guys on my next video. Bye.